Adam22 just seems to make the situation worse whenever it comes to him and his wife. Is it humiliation or is it confidence? Get in the comments and let me know. Let's get to it.
Well, we're going to do like a full-length interview at some point, but I appreciate you banging my wife, and yeah.
I'm a professional, you know. I go and I knock it out. That's what I do.
Hey, I absolutely, I cannot hold it against you, my friend.
He's right. That guy is just doing his job. He's been doing his job for years. Everyone's looking at Adam22 as the sucker because you just got married. You have to understand, if you just got married and you're allowing your woman to do all this, it kind of defeats the point.
Did you see it yet?
I saw a few of the clips, and yeah, I think you put it down.
I believe if it was mainstream, it probably would win an award.
Oh, well, that's a big idea.
My assistant did give me the idea to submit it for an AVN. I was like, I don't know. I feel like this might be crossing the line.
Yeah, Pound Town. You just left Pound Town.
I was going to call it the wedding gift.
For the record, it's not literally your wedding gift, but it was something that we kind of like felt more comfortable with after the wedding and whatnot, right?
It just makes sense. That's what everyone's latching onto. They just got married, you know?
Right. It really makes him look like a sucker because now you're giving your wife to the world, but when you marry someone, you're supposed to be taking them away from the world. You have to understand, they've been making a living off of this and making millions of dollars a year just to exploit themselves. Most celebrities are going to do this in order to keep their name in the highlight. They always say there's no such thing as bad publicity. Whatever you got to do to keep the camera looking at you, you must do it. Why? The fans are going to love you one minute and they're going to hate you the next. They're going to be fickle because all they want to do is be entertainment. When you make your lifestyle entertainment, you would never come back from that.
Ladies, if a man's liking other bitches' photos or following other hoes, do you know what the right thing to do is? Mind your business, bro. Like, go get a hobby. Go learn how to knit or go learn how to do lashes. Like, make fucking bread. Because right now what you're doing is looking crazy. You look mad insecure. And you're making bitch feel more important than she really is. Right now she's just bitch on the gram. He probably liked that shit by accident. Oh, but now he really is going to go for her. And it's like, why do you have to take a man's manhood away to feel like he loves you? And fellas, bitch ever tells you to go unfollow that bitch or unlike those photos, don't fucking do it. She's gonna ask you to keep doing it again and again because she already has no respect for you. The minute you do it, she's gonna say, oh, I got him in check, out of here. You're better off cheating on her, to be completely honest with you.
Sounds good, but not everybody got their woman in check. We're living in a world where most of these guys are simps, and the woman is running around liking other guys' photos, sneaking around with other guys. You have a very small percentage of guys out there who can actually get up and go get another woman. Most of these guys having a hard time getting one woman. When it comes to insecurity, the moment someone starts showing insecurity in the relationship, the best thing for you to do is leave. Nowadays, people are getting in relationships with the person that they control the most. That means they're getting in relationships with people who are desperately obsessed with them, and then they're dating them just so they can have the power to leave whenever they want. Everyone's suffering from insecurity, but everybody is dating, preparing for when the relationship ends, if they can move on fast or not. That's what's really going on.
When you're 34, when you're 35, and you're still like, yeah, I don't know what I want. I'm like, dude,
times that I've seen this come up on my For You.
when you're 34, when you're 35, and you're still like, yeah, I don't know what I want. I'm like, dude, you're like old.
The amount of times that I've seen this come up on my For You page where girls cannot fathom the idea of why a man in his mid-30s might possibly be afraid of commitment even when he's in his mid-30s. It blows my mind because you'd think it's a pretty simple explanation. But it really goes to show the ignorance of how the average girl doesn't really understand the average male experience in his early 20s. So I'm going to help you guys understand, so hopefully you guys can stop asking this question and shaming guys who want to be single in their mid-30s just because you're single in your 30s.
Most guys in their mid-30s that want to be single is because they've gained the wisdom and the knowledge of what's happening in life. Once you start getting the responsibilities, life is going to change as to how you view it. I tell guys all the time, love is between the ages of 12 and 25. After 25, love is a strategy. It's more like, who can I live with together? Because the more life experiences that you have, the more you realize love does not pay the bills and love is not going to make you happy. Love is something you tell somebody when you want them to treat you a certain way. Let's hear what he got to say.
So the average guy 18 through like 26 is going to be broke and pretty much not really have that much access to meeting women. Typically, once a man starts being a little bit more financially stable is when he's going to have the most access to women, because he's able to go out on dates more. He's able to just go out more in general to meet more women. So normally a man becomes financially stable around their late 20s to mid 30s.
He's absolutely right. The only downfall is, as a man is becoming smarter, more wiser, and more valuable, a lot of girls are coming down off of their high horse because they're experiencing a lot of more experiences with men. What does that mean? As men become better, women become worse. So a lot of these 35-year-olds, when they get around women, they're head cases, and a man doesn't want to sign up for that. Let's see if he agrees.
And a lot of men did not get to experience a lot of fun things in their early 20s like women do. A pretty girl who has no money is going to have offers to do a lot of cool stuff for pretty much no money when they're 18 through like 25.
He's right, because all the older guys are going to trick, and you also have simps. Most men are looking to make money to spend it on women. Women learn that fast, and they take advantage of it in their 20s because that's typically when they're at their peak of looking good, and they can take advantage of men the most. As women get into their 30s, their power starts to decrease.
And then around 28 to 30 is when a girl is going to start looking for a serious commitment. But a man just started doing well, and he's able to travel. He's able to go out on dates. He's able to go out to nightclubs and actually get attention for the first time in his life. And that's the average male experience. So when a man is 32, even though that might be the time for you that you're looking for a stable relationship, for him, this is all new and this is all exciting. And he's finally getting the attention he feels like he deserves.
He's absolutely right. A woman would run around and tell him that he's old because she's feeling old because she's starting to get weathered from the experiences that she had in her 20s. One thing about a man, if you stay kid-free, you stay active, and you get your life together, you will age slower. The more chemicals that these women put on their body and the more experiences that they go through, that are allowed to go through, then they're going to age way faster than men. That's what women are not understanding here, is that the least amount of women that a man has in his 20s, the more women he's going to have in his 30s. The guy that gets all the women in his 20s typically deteriorates just like the woman, and in his 30s you're like, yo, what happened to dude? So the late bloomers win in this case, which is why a lot of men prefer to stay single, because they do not want to deal with a head case.
So he's not going to commit unless you're really, really worth it, because why would he give up all this freedom? It's his first time ever experiencing this. But this is just a common tactic I see girls do, where they try to shame guys for being single when they're in their mid-30s or even later. Like they're also not single and also in their mid-30s. But the reality is they don't want a relationship. It's not even that they're scared of commitment. It's that they know they don't want that responsibility of having a girlfriend when they want to go and experience life the same way you did when you were in your 18 through 25s.
He's absolutely right. Women don't really get the concept because to them, they're kind of like, hey, we've been running it for a long time and I have unlimited amount of guys. Now that I'm tired, I want to go have a husband. But when they try to go get a husband, it's hard for them to get a husband because guys at that age of 30 is looking at the woman and he could tell she's been through too much and he doesn't want to deal with a head.
What is the most amount of guys that you in a week?
Probably like 20
guys in a week?
Yeah, because when I was shooting a lot of mainstream scenes, like I would go out to LA and be booked like 7 to 10 times per week, and sometimes it would be like 2 scenes in a day, or like I would go do a scene and then go do content or something, and sometimes the scenes would have multiple guys and stuff like that, so like it adds up. But I wouldn't say I've never that many dudes like outside of work in a week.
So I was gonna say, yeah, like outside of work, how many?
Outside of work, probably like 5.
5 in a week?
Yeah.
All new guys?
No, I like to circulate my old.
Okay.
But I mean, they're different.
Okay.
You have to understand, guys, women look at adult films as a job. They don't look at it like liberated like men, because men are always thinking about sex. When it comes to a woman, she's thinking about it, but not as much as a man. When they get around to just spreading their legs, for most guys, they are for the streets and they're dead inside. That comes from depression seeping into their soul. So when they find a way to make money, it becomes a job to them. Why? Because they can never love again. You can't turn a bad girl good. When a good girl goes bad, she's gone forever. Those are facts.
So 20 when working and like 5 when not working.
Yeah.
Which week is better? The one when you're working or not?
I feel like the one when I'm working, because like a lot of times if I f people outside of the industry, I'm always so paranoid. I'm like, oh my I hope they didn't just give me like, I use condoms for everything, but still like, I'm so paranoid.
Yeah, for sure.
Is it feeling a little empty around here?
You mean emotionally?
Not that. Where is it?
She should be paranoid. You're risking your life just to think that you're having fun. This is what the younger girls go through. Typically, girls like this that you see, as they get older, they start to become homeless women, get very weathered, running around, hair starts changing colors, pretty much for the streets. These type of women are growing daily because depression is starting to increase in the world. So you're going to have more women out there for the streets. Why? Because men are still going to pay for it. Hopefully you got the message in the video. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. Hasta la vista.